this class, I'll be showing you how to compute GDP growth rate. Like I said in the previous video, there are two versions of GDP. We have nominal GDP, which is measured using the current market prices, and we have real GDP, which is measured using constant market prices. That is the prices in the base year period. So we are going to see how to calculate both versions, the growth rate of both versions in this class. Here is the question. The table below shows the real GDP and nominal GDP for country X. Here is the table. We have year. We have years. So we have 2005, 6, and 7. We have nominal GDP for this year, this year, real GDP. And the question asks us to compute growth rate of nominal GDP and real GDP for 2006 and 2007. So when you are computing growth rate, one thing you need to understand is that the first year or the first period, generally, you cannot know the growth rate. There's no way you are going to compute the growth rate for that first year, because growth rate is about percentage increase in the value of a variable. So for the first year, there has not been a change. Okay, so you can talk about a change after the second, after the first period. Okay, you can always talk a bit about the change after the first period. For example, here, 2005, which is the first period, you cannot know the growth rate because you cannot compute the change, and nothing has changed here. But when you move to another year, you can now talk about the change that you have now have to change from the first year value to second year value. Okay, you can see the question is even direct by saying compute for 2006 and 2007. Okay, bear in mind that you cannot compute for 2005, which is the first period here. Okay, so take that and note it. So wherever when you want to calculate the growth rate for 2006, so let's compute it here. Solution, growth rate. Generally, when you are computing growth rate, like I said, growth rate is simply percentage change. Generally, when you are computing growth rate, okay, growth rate generally is given as or expressed as the new value you are given minus the previous value divided by the previous value multiplied by 100. That is the general formula for growth rate. That is percentage change. Okay. If you are to apply it to this context, so we are going to have the growth rate that is 2006. Let's start from nominal GDP. Growth rate will be equal to the new, that is that current year here. Okay, the value of GDP, that nominal GDP in that year you are considering. So we have equal to 2006 nominal GDP, okay, minus 2005 nominal GDP, okay, divided by the previous 2005 nominal GDP, then multiply by 100. Okay, that is multiply by 100. Okay, now we are going to do what nominal GDP 2006. We have 8,250, then minus 205, which is 6,000. Then we have divided by 6,000 multiplied by 100. Okay, when you subtract that, you have 8,250 minus 6,000. Then this will give you 2,250. You have divided by 6,000 multiplied by 100. Okay, when you do this the computation, so we are going to get 37.5%. Okay. So we also compute 2007 nominal GDP growth rate. Okay. So this may be the new values, that is the current values. Okay. So we have 2007 nominal GDP minus the previous one, 2006. Okay, 2006 is the preceding period, nominal GDP, then divided by the previous one, 2006 nominal GDP, multiplied by 100 over 1. Okay, now what is the value of GDP? That is what the value of nominal GDP is 107. We have 10,800 minus the previous one, 8,250, divided by 2006 GDP, 2006 nominal GDP, you have 8,250, then multiply by 100. When subtract that, so you are going to have 2,250 divided by 8,250 multiplied by 100. So when you divide that, you are going to have 30.9%. That is the growth rate in 2007. So the nominal growth rate of GDP 2006 is 37.5, while in 2007 is 30.9. Okay. Now let's also compute those of real GDP growth rate. Real GDP. So we follow the same step. Okay. So 2006, we are done for 2006. Okay, so 2006 real GDP growth rate will be 2006, that current year, real GDP minus the previous one, 2005 real GDP, okay, divided by the previous 2005 real GDP multiplied by 100. Okay, now in 2006, what is real GDP of 7,200, then minus 2005 is 6,000. Okay, then divided by the previous 6,000 multiplied by 100. So we have 7,200. That will give us 1,200 divided by 6,000. Then we have multiplied by 100. Okay. When you divide that, so we are going to have, when you divide that, what are you going to have? So we are going to have 20%. 20%. Okay. 20%. So you can confirm that the calculator, 20%. That is growth rate in real GDP in 2006. So you can also compute for 2007. That is the growth rate of real GDP 2007. How do you do that? It's going to be real GDP 2007 minus real GDP in 2006 divided by real GDP 2006 multiplied by 100. So you can try that on your own and drop your answer in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video, drop the comment, and also share the video to benefit others.